want to play another song? You want to play another song? With 40 Mickeys?
Do you want to hear a song or do you want us to talk?
Talk.
We'll talk because we don't want to be too late.
All right. So we talked a little bit about the so-called lost years and so on. So of the more recent albums, so the Tin Machine stuff and the albums in the 90s and into the early 2000s. So what did you like of that when he began to come back? Did you like Heathen, for example?
I loved a lot of his early 90s stuff.
Yeah.
But what was interesting when you look at, say, like Earthling, Hours, Heathen, Reality, they're great albums. But the weird thing is, the rest of the world's caught up with Bowie.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of the world, like, here's something like, so the genius, the innovative, like punk, opened those flood doors and 80s. So suddenly, you had an Egypt called Trent Reznor, who I like, but like, come on, he's an Egypt compared to Bowie. But suddenly he's making this album. So Bowie suddenly lost his wow, what the fuck is this? Because that's what was happening from 1969 to 1984, was what is going on here? So the world had caught up, and the internet, and by the way, he was one of the first people ever to embrace the internet.
Correct, yeah.
Unbelievably so, and said it'll destroy everything.
Bowie warned us.
He warned us,
yeah.
and he was. But the truth is, yes, the 90s were a lot better than the 80s. By the way, the 80s delivered, Absolute Beginners, unbelievable song. There's always bits. Even Time Will Crawl, there's bits.
Yeah.
But his first full album was probably Earthling and Outside. And the last time I met him, I had numerous different meetings. The last time I met him was when he was doing edits for Outside in London, and I was finishing Shag Tobacco in early 95, and him and Eno. And do you know what the most brilliant thing, and a lot of people see this extraordinary man, but he was such a fan and excited about stuff. He was like, listen to this track, like a baby. And I've seen that in numerous different musicians, but like, and then he's telling you about, you gotta hear the Pixies new album, and you gotta hear this. And he's shepherd, like from LCD to
Arcade
Fire.
Yeah.
He is just, and I think big success didn't suit him, and he found that out really quickly. He had the Let's Dance phenomena. And he says, yeah, I'm a quirky odd one. I'm better. But he really found it tough because the world was full of a lot of quirky odd ones then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Bowie babies had all grown up, and they were making their quirky music too. But everyone bowed down. They knew. But when I started seeing, like Earthling, yes, there's so many great songs, but when I got that heart attack moment of what the fuck was actually the second last album. And it was, he, as a master, he understood the internet. He dropped where are we
5
now?
years ago tomorrow.
Dropped where are we now? And you go, I'll download. This is when you had, remember iPods? Even, it's only 5 years ago, you'd have your fucking iPod, not your phone. And I just, he's released an album. And weirdly enough, we'd all heard stories he wasn't well. Like, through Willie Williams and through Live Nation, people he won't tour, he won't this. He's not well. And then I was very worried about a very fat David Bowie, because he's, you'd never think he'd age or put on weight. And he started aging and putting on weight. And I go, what the fuck? And then this song, he's downloaded it. And I bought it, went walking my dogs on the beach, and I just fucking balls crying. The opening chords, it was just like, it was like me, a man in his late 50s. There's a man that changed everything, but I knew something was wrong. I go, why is he being retrospective about the amazing years in Berlin and the pathos in the music? It's one of his greatest songs ever, I think. And then I said, there's something wrong. And then suddenly he's touring his clothes. I did not go, I still haven't gone. I said, why would you go to that? That's what you do when he's dead. So I think he knew he was sick even before Black Star happened. And Black Star, I didn't know he was sick. I remember so defiantly, like, I bought Black Star, and myself and my partner Pat, we always go out on I bought it on a Saturday, we always go out on a Sunday, go back in a bottle of wine and listen to music. And I said, 2 bottles of wine, I'm going to play it 3 times, don't give out. Don't give out. 3 times. I think we played it 4 times. And I was like, oh my God, he's back. This is like low. This is, oh my God, he's got rid of these happy people in the band. Oh my God. And Pat said, he's not going to make another album, Gav. I said, yes, shut up. You don't understand. And he said, he's not going to make another album. Anyway, I played it another time. Went to bed, and the phone was like going mad when I woke up. And like, Bowie is dead. And I've never been that floored. It's like, my dad had died a few years earlier. And I went, he's gone. This touchstone, this person that gave me the permission to be different, gave me this who brought so much amazing shit into the world, is gone. And I was floored, and I'm getting upset now. And I've never lost something like that in my life. I lost my mother recently, and that's the same. Grief. I was a fucking cunt for about 5 hours, shouting at people, and then I went silent, literally silent for 3 days. I wouldn't do anything at all. And it's still, I'm getting upset. Because this man, we're most of us in this room are part of the Bowie generation. He gave us the permission to be extraordinary and push barriers and find out about things and make incredible shit.
If you think about the videos that he made for the last album, right? A guy who was clearly very, very, very ill, right?
Yeah.
And I found out about it. So how, how they were shot and so on, and like there are clues everywhere, right to the very end. It's a work of art, and they're
Well, I think the warning signs were sent out. Where are we now?
Yeah.
And I went, there's something wrong. I just bawled my eyes out, clearly. And I bet you 90% of people that really cared did the same. But the genius about the little fuck, he turned it around. He says, right, I'm out of here. I'm going. Make the jazz album. By the way, it's not a jazz album. It's Bowie using it's a Bowie album, using jazz musicians. And he said, let's turn it into a work of art. My death.
Yeah.
And
even months later, when the album, people are discovering that if you hold the album to the sunlight, another star appears.
That's another bollocks.
so
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm not sure.
But I think Black Star is about his wife, by the way. I think it's about a man, his wife.
Yes, yeah.
And I just had a funny memory.
Go on.
The first time, once again, the blue suit came. He thought it was cool to hang out in the Dockers because he heard that's where you two hang out. I said, it's not fucking cool to hang out in the Dockers. He said, it's just a snug and you can drink pints. That's all. It's not cool. It's fucking Pearse Street. So he walked in with Terry Moogler, and I was in the snug, and I saw the blue street go by. And I went, oh, jeez, he's going up to the IRA end. And he went right up. And he went, hello. And he went, that slow-mo, fuck. He goes, oh, there you go, what's going on? He goes, are you the fella that used to be queer? Serious? And they're going, and he's like, I was like, oh my God, save him quick. And he went, and then you married a man. That was a joke. That really happened. I'm not making that up. But he was, Dublin is not London.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is Pitt Street.
We're going to finish with we will take some questions from the floor.
Yeah, we'll play Where Are We Now?
Yeah.
Because for me, as I said, I'm not lying, by the way. I bawled me fucking eyes off. Walking on the beach, walking with two dogs, listening to this song. It's so beautiful.
Had to get the train from Potsdamer Platz. You never knew that I could do that, just walking the dead. Sitting in the jungle under the stars, a man lost in time near Cardiff, just walking the dead. Where are we now? Where are we now? The moment you know, you know, you know. 20,000 people, crosswords and Buka. Fingers are crossed, just in case. Walking the dead. Where are we now? Where are we now? The moment you know, you know, you know. As long as there's sun, as long as there's sun, as long as there's rain, as long as there's rain, as long as there's fire, as long as there's fire, as long as there's me, as long as there's you,
might talk about then. You might say a little bit more about Bowie's passing, his death,
Yeah.
and your response to it.
Well, as I said, I was in shock, and then there was certain friends rang me. One of my oldest friends, a girl called Sharon, rang me, and she was away, I think, on holidays, and I was just so upset I couldn't talk. And another girl, Shanti, rang me, and I gave out to her. I says, I fucking know he died. Whatever. And then I actually remember trying to go for a walk with the dogs, and Joe Duffy fucking rang me. And I, like his researcher, I said, fuck off, bang. So literally, like, we want to talk about this, and how did he die? It was terrible. Unusual. But, and then, I mean, it was amazing because Pat, my partner, knew I was so upset and just left me.
Yeah, yeah.
And the dogs were afraid to life of me. It was just, but literally, it was like when your ma dies, or your dad. And it's that poignant to me. It really was that poignant. And I couldn't hear music, I couldn't listen to it. And I basically just went into a zone. After a few days, I remember getting up for breakfast, and Pat was cooking eggs, and he got the tea cloth, tied it around his eyes, and went, do you want eggs with milk? Do you want eggs? Do you want the egg? And I just went, okay, right. Like, fuck up. So I laughed.
But
seriously.
What is interesting is
And I got my first tattoo.
Oh yeah,
Ever. Literally about 2 weeks later, sitting outside Temple Bar Studios,
yeah.
I was working on Casement actually, starting prepping that and working, and I was out having a bad cigarette, and I saw a tattoo bar, and this guy says, "How are you, Gavin? Bowie's dead a month today." I says, "Is it a month today?" And I walked straight over to the tattoo place, and I went, black star, there. How much? How quick? Bang, and I got it there. First tattoo ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So that was it. A month after he died. So.
And obviously there was a lot of crap and a lot of nonsense in the media when he died, but what was really interesting was to look at what ordinary fans did. People gathered in Brixton, they gathered in New York, they got together, they sang, they dressed like him, they talked about the importance of this transformer, this master in their lives. A huge phenomenon.
And it won't go away. It's almost like, I mean, the great